Alrighty, good morning, folks. Let's get this camera switched around here. And switch. There we go. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing all right. Good morning. Yes, Fred, I'm here. Let's see. Let's see who all is here. Fred's here. Fred was first. Fred gets the first award. Night Owl's here. Good morning. Ronald, good morning to you. Don. Let's see. Rune. Miko Wolf. Who else we got here? James Randolph, good morning. No, we're not smoking. Murder Hornets out. Let's see. Starry Log, good morning. Mad Hatter, good to see you here. Haven't seen you around in a while. Thank you for joining in. Let's see. Yeah, Rune, the deck should be, well, it is above the window cleaning list. But, you know, priorities, man. I just have to arrange to buy enough lumber to completely rebuild the deck because the joists underneath are all rotted out, and yeah, it's not pretty there. So I haven't been able to go in or out of the front door of the shop here in quite some time because it's just deteriorated. But again, that's a budget thing, and I still have safe access to the shop through the roll-up door and the ramp going up to it. That's all pressure treated, so it's solid lumber. Why do I have several flies in here? I've not left any food out here in weeks. And yet I've got two big old buzz flies on the front door windows. Oh well. Anyway, but yeah, appreciate everybody tuning in today. I'm going to start off with the same rule that I had last week, and I'm going to make it a standing rule because no matter where you are in the world, no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, we all need a break from politics. So this live broadcast and its chat are politic free unless if there is something political going on to directly affect locks and or locksmithing. So standing rule from here on out. That way we have our own little bubble we can escape into. Don't know if we're exactly sane escaping into this bubble, but we won't have that to worry about. So anyway, yeah, I hope everybody's been doing all right. Last weekend we looked at a couple of the old lever locks that I'd gotten on eBay, and I spent Sunday out here cleaning up the one that was really rusted. Did like a strong vinegar bath and actually used some navel jelly. No, not navel lint, but navel jelly. And got most of the rust off of it. I need to refinish it. I wish I had a sandblaster. If I could find somebody local who had a sandblaster, I would get it sandblasted just to get a good pristine finish. And then that way I could degrease it and enamel it. And then once I get all that done, get it cleaned up, and finish the surfaces of the case of the lock, then I'll work on making the key. I was actually able to find a key blank on eBay. This is an expensive little bugger. I mean, it was like $7 just for this, counting shipping. And I thought I was getting two, but apparently since there are two in the picture, it means you only get one. Oh well, I ain't worried about it. So we'll deal with that later. Let's see. Fred. Navel jelly. Yeah, Don. Navel jelly is rust dissolver. Yeah, like Night Owl said, rust dissolver, phosphoric acid, really kind of stinky. Reminds me of high school chemistry. It worked fairly well. I don't have it sitting out here with me right now. But anyhow, it's coming along, and I videoed a good bit of it. It's going to be another kind of long video to edit together, as is the lock that we're going to look at today. Let's see, Brian, good morning. KY on steroids. Ronald, that ain't right. Yeah. Anyway, I posted a picture last night on Twitter. Finally got this guy. There was some delivery issues with my post office. It's been sitting there since about Saturday, I think. But anyway, I finally got it. That is this beautiful old mortise lock here, and it came with a bunch of other stuff. We do have an issue. Yep, that's how you extend the bolt, and that's how you retract the bolt. So obviously we've got an issue going on there. Definitely a broken spring, and we'll look at it a little bit closer later, but this little bit here fell out when I was unpacking it. But we'll turn around and look at everything here and take this guy apart just to see exactly what is exactly what's going on. It's in good condition physically, no rust on it, so hopefully the insides will be just as clean. Let's see here. Let's look at the comments here. Yeah, Miko, I actually used for that, I got some cleaning vinegar, which is, it's not the strongest stuff like you buy at Lowe's Hardware, but it's the 6% cleaning vinegar. And I think if I were to go with the industrial strength, which I think is like, what, 20% acidity? 20 or 30, I believe, is what you can get at Lowe's. I may try a final wash of that, and then of course degrease it, hang it up, let it dry really well, and then go through. And I've got some spray enamel that hopefully will work fairly well on it. It's not just regular spray paint, specifically for metals, so hopefully that'll protect it, and then we can get a key made. Let's see here. All right, so let me get the camera moved once again. Bear with me, please. Alrighty, and moving camera alert. And we may have to adjust this a little bit so we can see everything. And of course I'll move some of it as needed. Let me do that. There we go. I really need a new boom arm for my camera mount. That way it's a little more stable. All right, how's that look to everybody? Look all right? All right, so you can see we've got a whole bunch of stuff that came with it. We'll take this guy apart last and look at him. First off, it came with a bunch of discussions. And here's one that has the actual inside thumb turn. It's in fairly good condition. The finish has a little bit of stuff on it there. It's not bent up too awful bad down here where the knob where the spindle would go through seems to be indented a little bit. And it did come with the spindle. It's got a little bolt right there, so I imagine we loosen that up, put it through, tighten the knob down over it. But it would go through here, and that would be your inside, and then that's your thumb turn to operate the bolt. And it actually has its own little thumb turn, I guess, mechanism here. You can see it does work the dead latch. However, the dead latch spring has sprung, so it's not going to hold it in place. So we've got that. We've got a couple of strike plates. This other one was painted over fairly well. This one you can tell was used fairly well too. And again, I'm not sure exactly how this was mounted on the door, how long it was used for. Like I said in my tweet, it's pretty old. And then another finishing plate, I assume. This is, I guess, about the right size. It would go on the outside of the door just to reinforce it. And then you have your smaller inner one, which actually sort of almost fits here, but not quite. So I don't know if that would be, I don't think it would be built up like that. But it's also, pretty nice. And then, again, all old brass. I believe this is probably the one that was in use because along the spacer ring, there's the white paint that sort of matches up from there. And then we have two more discussions. And that's what these look like. Got a little note right here saying 3 1/4 inch center. But front and back, these are both in pretty good condition. Just need a little bit of cleaning. But some very, very nice old hardware. Let's see. All right. Just looking at the comments real quick. Okay, Fred. Yeah. Spacer bar for the discussion. Okay, yeah. That's what that's kind of what I figured. These are spacer bars. To put it on, it would be really nice. Maybe one day I'll get it done to actually mount this up like it would be on a door. Have a look at it. So anyway, we've got that out over there. Got the knobs, a split spindle design. And I've already checked it, and the inside is always free. And will always retract the latch. Yeah, and these are in pretty good condition too. Maybe a little bit of cleaning up on that one. But otherwise, pretty well worn, but still in good condition. This guy fell out, and he would go right there just to protect that if you weren't using an inside, thumb turn cylinder, and instead using that thumb turn mechanism. And then, of course, we've got the little bit of broken spring, so we'll figure out where that goes in a second. The cylinder, before we get to opening the lockup, the cylinder is a reading, and that's, let's see, what is that close to as far as keyway? And it's not a quick set-ish. So I'm not sure what keyway that is, but this is the key for it. And of course, the key goes in, but it does not turn the cylinder. Oh, there it is. Sorry about that. Yes, it does turn the cylinder. Okay. But if you look at the key, you can see just how old and worn out this key is. I tried to get that in my pictures last night, but like this edge around the hole on the bow is worn out. It's worn out unevenly, and I mean the cuts on here are just so smooth that you can tell it's been around for a while, and it was used quite well. So I guess we're looking at some spacing issues with that worn key, but eventually we'll take this guy apart. We'll pick him and see what's going on in there. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and open this part up. Adjust that a little bit. Let's see. Okay. The notches on that cover lines up with the retainer screw. Which one were you talking about, Night Owl? The notches on what cover? Man, I see it for this guy. You talking about this one? You're talking about this, yeah. Okay, I see now. Yeah. The notches for the retainer screw there. There are no retainer screws in here, so that's something I'm going to have to figure out. But yeah, that would be held in there just to protect the insides of it. So let's go ahead and get this taken apart. We'll do this carefully. Night Owl, do you think this is a actual reading lock with the hardware in the body, or would that just be the cylinder, you think? You know more about this type of hardware definitely than I do. Lift this easily. And there we go. Here's the inside of the cover. Not really much wear other than right there where the bolt would come out. There's some good wear on there. And that looks pretty recent. So here we see for the bolt. Yeah, this spring right here is where that spring was. Come around right here and keep tension on that lug for the bolt to come out, and then you'd press it down either with the cylinder, and then it would press back up, or with the inside thumb turn, and it would come back to lock. It's very cool. Also, it's got the tab here to where you can rotate it, and it'll come down and retract the latch. Got to be careful doing that. I don't want to spring everything out. So get this seated back in there. Get that back. Let's see here. Yeah. So yeah, the other springs look to be, pretty decent shape here. You got the spindle for the latch, which, like I said, the inside is always free. So you can always get out by turning the thumb turn and then turning the knob. And then if you use your toggle, it will lock the outside spindle. Let's see what's written there. I think that's just a number. Yeah, this guy's pretty old. And other than this broken spring right here, I think is in fairly good condition. The question would be how to get a replacement spring in here. I bring in, I don't know if that would unscrew or if that's actually peened in there. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking it's peened in there. That'd be difficult to get out to replace it. Probably would have to manufacture some sort of wedge to go in there along with the new spring to hold it in place. But we can definitely see that's right where that broke off from. Otherwise, yeah, this is pretty cool. Let's see here. So, okay, yeah. All right, so you're saying that's the model number, Night Owl, right there on the case. So yeah, this is some really awesome stuff. I think the best thing to do on the inside here is just probably just hit it with some Houdini and a little nylon brush and just kind of get the crud out of it. Pull that out. Yeah, that is peened in there pretty good, so I'd probably have to, I mean, what would you say, Night Owl? Drill it out and then make some sort of wedge, or, because obviously, I mean, even trying to braze what's left of that old spring on there isn't going to work. Or do you think just getting some spring steel that would fit in there a little bit better, a little bit tighter? I don't know. Suggestions? Let's see here. Tap that out. Okay, tap it out with the small screwdriver. Good morning, Pocket Women. Glad you could join us here. I know it's early for you over there, early for Dawn as well, or late, depending on how you're looking at it. Okay, Night Owl. Yeah, tap this out with just a small flathead screwdriver, okay? I think I've got one that'll work. And then just loosen it down through there. And the trick will be finding some spring steel that is that width to go in there. See, we'll take a look at that hub. Again, everything's, I mean, it's dirty, but it seems to be in pretty good condition. And then As for the bolt itself, that's in good condition all around. Yeah, that's pretty good condition there. And of course it sits down in there on that guide to where it'll go forward. So that would lock it in place, lock the, see, that comes around, retracts the latch. Yep. Very cool. Pull this over here. All this seems to be in good shape. Let's look at this spring because I want to make sure it's not getting ready to bust on me. And I don't think that it is. That looks pretty in good shape. And again, everything looks like it just needs a good, good hit of Houdini and some cleaning. But yeah, everything's looking to be pretty good. There's the inside spindle, or the inside hub, which is always free, again, to retract. I'm not going to go taking apart too much down here. But again, the toggle seems to be pretty good. Put that back there. Slide that in. Check it. Alrighty. And of course, our bolt slides back in up here. Actually, this goes in first. Yeah. So it looks like I've definitely got a good project on my hands. Then again, I really don't want to cut a new key at all. I'd like to keep this one, so maybe putting in some pins that are a little bit different. Just kind of working that out. Let's see. Let's look here. Okay, cool, Night Owl. Thank you. Yeah, that'll definitely come in handy. That old Corbin that we looked at last week, I actually did manage to make a spring for the latch out of some wiper insert that I had, and it seems to be working pretty well. But I don't think that's going to work here just because of the size and thickness. The thickness is close, but the width is not. If I had some wider wiper insert, I might try it, but I'll just wait and see what you send me, and we'll go from there. But yeah, this seems to be in pretty really good shape. I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. Okay. Make sure everything's seated. There we go. Just put these back in here for now. Let's see. Yeah, pocket women, this, honestly, if I had encountered this 5 years ago, it would have terrified me. I can't imagine even pulling apart what I did. Fortunately, I've spent enough time at the University of YouTube to not be quite as scared of it. But yes, it is all very, very intricate. And very, very cool. I mean, when you stop and think about it, I mean, that's why we all love locks anyway. Just because of, the intricacies and how they work and get along and everything. And so let's see what's inside of here. Miko, I also, just getting off track for a second, but Miko, I did the video with this last week and went and picked it, got it open on video, went to pull everything out to get it to show that nothing had changed. And you know how we said we're just going to leave chamber 6 alone and just keep it standard? Well, guess what? There wasn't anything in 6. So I've got that on video to prove that it wasn't there when I took it apart. And so I did pin it up. So now I've got to reshoot the video. But I'll get that done this weekend and get it posted. Let's go ahead and let's get this guy picked open. Just so we can take it apart and see what's going on inside there. That is, if I can get my camera mount to cooperate. Sorry for all the camera movement. All right, let's see. G Key Man, good morning. Okay, Rune. Yeah, I was kind of hoping Jason would be here this morning. I know he likes this older hardware as well. I was looking in his videos to see if he had done a video on one of these, but couldn't find one. But yeah, I'll see what he thinks about it. Let's do it this way. Night Owl, I might try it with that wiper. Okay, Night Owl. Yeah, cool. Let's see. I'm not expecting this to be very difficult, but I don't think it's been really used that well in a long time. Feels like it might have some spools in there. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it's just worn down pins. Alright, I'm going to hedge my bets just a bit here. And we're going to use some of this, which is Houdini. Just doesn't say Houdini on there. Let's see. Grab this. So let's see. Okay. All right. Let's see what we can get out of it now. Might need to hit it with another shot. Alrighty, there we go. Hit it with another dose of Houdini. And there was like a huge, big old chunk of gunk that came out the back of that too, so probably just need to soak it in that stuff. And of course, this should, be a lesson to never underestimate an old lock just because it's old. Because a lot of times age and wear can make locks even more difficult to pick than if they were brand new. Dang, pocket women. 98 there? Wow. Of course, this is y'all summertime, so yeah, makes sense, I guess. Yeah, it was up to like 80 degrees here the other day. Actually in the mid 80s, because we got all that rain to come through. It was all tropical rain, and so we were pretty warm actually for about a week. And yesterday it started cooling down some. It's supposed to be a little bit cooler today, which is why the dinner menu for tonight is going to be black bean soup. Normally I have to wait for it to be 60 degrees or below outside before I make black bean soup, but I figured why not go ahead and make something simple today. Alright. If I can't get it, picking it here. Yeah. Alright. We're going to go to plan B, which is use the key to take it apart. And let's grab a screwdriver. Yeah, that keyway is kind of interesting. Night Owl was saying it's the reading keyway. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get this actuator off the back of it. Carefully backing these screws out. You definitely don't want to break a screw off in something this old. Let's see. Alrighty. Come on. Come on. Let's see. This guy's not been apart in forever. You can tell just by how gummed up it is. I mean, you can see how icky that is just from the Houdini. How icky it is around there. Let's grab the icky rag. The icky remover. Alrighty. And get a follower. Tweezers. There we go. Not too big or just off center. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Sweet. And there we see it. Everything is nice and rounded off there and icky. Icky, icky, icky. Yeah, Night Owl, I think you're right. It's about a century's worth of graphite. And crud and everything else. You know, we did not find any spiders inside the case, though. I'm surprised. Let's dump these guys out so we can look and see. We can see how worn out they are. With any luck, we'll just be able to figure out some depths that are close by. Put them back in there. The plug seems to be in good shape, though. Really good shape. Then we can look at the actual pins and see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, look at that. Come on, focus. You can see right through there where, I don't know if that's probably not where I was picking on it, but you can see it's worn down fairly far enough to create that groove in there. So that's been decades of putting the key in and out of it. So yeah, those guys are really, really worn down. Hey Jason, just talking about you earlier. In a good way, of course. Got this old guy. You may want to rewind it. I don't know if I have time to pop the cover back open, but I got another old guy, the one I posted a picture of last night on Twitter. Seems to be in good shape except for a broken spring. Just taking the cylinder apart now, just to check everything in there. Pins are really, really rounded. And it's really, really icky. So, yeah, I think in addition to the key being rounded and those pins, I can look at, every single one of them has that little wear groove across it. So that was definitely affecting the key working in there, especially that first one. You can see how deep it's been worn down there. Yep. But I'll get this put back together here in a little bit. So this will definitely be a project. I don't know how much I'll work on it. I'll probably work on it some later today, taking this back apart, cleaning everything, since it basically just needs a hosing and wipe down. Hose it with Houdini and then wipe it down. I'll pop the cover off real quick if Jason's still here. Okay. Got you, Jason. All right, so you're in and out. Yeah, just catch the replay. But yeah, I'm going to, I guess, just take this apart, try to tap that broken spring out, and then I'll see what I can get done with this. I think for the length, it'll be stiff enough, but not too stiff. And again, it's a little bit narrower, but not by much. I mean, it's not much narrower than the original. And just be getting it centered in there, and then making sure, of course, I get the right length to where it hooks back up around there. So anyway, I will try to have the video done of that, or at least I will record video of it. I don't know when it will be until I get it put together and uploaded. Rune, yes. I've got a spider currently in my front door jamb. Perhaps I could relocate her to this lock. But yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful old lock. Just so cool to see everything in there and take it apart and see how, actually see, we know about picking and how the actual cylinder works, but seeing how the rest of this works along with it, where it throws the bolt, how the bolt is just kind of, how that works, how everything works along with it to keep it in place. Why is it that on some locks you can put the key in and turn it a certain way, and open the latch and everything. But yeah, hopefully we'll get this guy all fixed up and back to working again. So anyway, let me get the okay, Jason. Yeah, that's what Night Owl suggested, was tap it out with a very thin flat-headed screwdriver and fit a new one in there. So we'll see what happens. Got to see if I've got a flathead that thin. I think I do. If not, I've got something I can use. But anyway, I'm going to rotate the camera around one last time. That way we can finish up. So anyway, folks, I really appreciate y'all stopping by today, coming by. Appreciate all the advice and tips and everything, knowledge. Night Owl, of course, you're like a walking lock encyclopedia. So I really appreciate that, and appreciate everybody else, stopping by and everything, and enjoying this old stuff like I do. It'll be definitely a fun project, and I think there won't be too much scrubbing involved. That last one, that Corbin, there was lots and lots of scrubbing and raw fingers and yeah. So anyway, I'll be happy just to be able to hose this one down and kind of make it work from there. So anyway, let's go ahead and well, good morning, Gumby. Yeah, it's about time you showed up for one of these lives again. Glad you're up. Good morning, Gumby. Glad you stopped by. Yeah, Night Owl, I can imagine some of them are even more complex than that. So, but this is really cool because, if you're not into locks and you don't pay them any attention, you see, this on the outside of the door, and on the inside of the door, you'll see this, and you think, okay, I put the key in here and I turn it, and that's what works. And anyway, it's really cool to see everything that's in there though, and how it all interacts, how it all works. That every single function, you have to have another lever, another spring, another post. Is just really cool to see how all that works. And I tell you, I would love to have an old lock like this on the house. I'm not going through and converting my doors to mortise locks though. Not until I have to replace the locks or replace the doors themselves. And then I may, replace with a mortise. But yeah, this is a very cool old lock. This is going to stay here in the shop, and I've already got a couple ideas of how maybe to put it to some use. Maybe. Just maybe. It would be pretty difficult, but anyway. All right, guys. So appreciate everybody smashing the like button. Appreciate that. Okay, cool. Yep. Alrighty, appreciate it, everybody. So, gonna go ahead and wind this up. That way, I can start working on it. Start recording a little bit. Again, I don't know how much I will get done. Just like with that Corbin, I've got to figure out how I'm gonna finish that up. So, Don, I noticed you sent me a link. Something about sandblasting or easy sandblasting, do-it-yourself sandblasting. So I'll have a look at that. That, you know, depending on what it calls for, I may be able to do that. There are like 50 machine shops actually right around this area. The trick is getting by one of them when they're open, because normally I leave too early in the morning and get home too late in the evening. So that always kind of puts a crimp in me stopping by any of those places. But anyway, yeah, I'll take a look at it and we'll see if we can't get all this finished up. But anyway, done. Yeah, no, not quite. Yeah, Night Owl. I've got a built-in cabinet in the house. You know, my house was built 1950s, and so there were no like closets as we think of them, you know, in the modern sense of, you know, clothes storage in there. And so at some point in time, somebody went and built bookcases and shelves and cabinets into the bedrooms. And the one in my bedroom, there's a larger door where you can, you know, it's more like a wardrobe type where you can hang up your jackets or your nice shirts or whatever. And I've thought about putting, maybe once I get that Corbin finished up, putting that on there, because that would be pretty cool to have that, just more as a decoration more than anything, you know, as far as security. But you know, it'd be cool to have something old like that mounted on something that you use every day. You know, as long as it's not something that you're gonna have to worry about getting through in the event of an emergency and wondering where your little key is. You know, that could be inconvenient. But yeah, I mean, this old hardware is awesome. You know, really cool to have. But anyway, let's one last look at the comments over here. Ruko. Oh, that's nice, Rune. Yeah. Let's see. Pocket Women, it'd be about an hour till Jason's on. Okay, Don. Something popped up on my phone, and I can't pull up notifications on my phone while I'm actually doing this, so I'll go back and look. Let's see. Yeah, Gumby. First time I ever saw a lock like that, I was probably, you know, with the toggle push buttons, I was probably somewhere in the range of 6 or 7, and I wondered what they did, and I pushed it and closed the door, and next thing I know, there was some adult fussing about the door being closed. I didn't know, but anyway, I just kind of ignored it and went on. But anyway, alrighty, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We've been going on almost right at an hour, so anyway, we'll finish this up in a separate video with all this. But again, I appreciate all y'all coming by, you know, to hang out and chat, look at this stuff. And anyway, everybody have a great rest of the weekend. We'll see you over at Jason's Live, perhaps if you're going to stay up that late. Then we'll see you over there. And everybody just stay healthy, have a great weekend, be happy, stay out of trouble, and